Welcome, my friends. Thanks so much for joining me today for this special massage video. And I am so excited to have the illustrious Cole Chance as my gracious massage model today. If you guys don't already follow Cole, be sure you check out her channel. You can find the links in the comments below.
I do more than this.
Although she's an excellent massage model, also a world-renowned yoga teacher, leading retreats and helping you recover from addiction using yoga and meditation and breath practice. So with that, we will jump into our practice today, which is all about learning how to release tension in the neck, shoulders, and chest. These are areas that habitually start to carry tension as a result of chronic sitting, hunching over the desk, your laptop, or your iPhone. So this is an excellent technique that's going to help to release that tension. So go ahead and grab a partner, grab a friend, and let's move through some of these simple neck, shoulder, and chest release massage techniques. For these techniques, you can make yourself comfortable sitting at the head of the table. I find that helps to bring my hands about the height of the table, which allows me to sit up straight so that I am not building up tension as a result of doing this work. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. And we are just going to begin by placing your hands along the tops of your partner's shoulders. Now, you may find this is true for you or even your friends and family members. We often tend to scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears. So for this very first technique, we'll start by placing your hands on the tops of your partner's shoulders, then gently begin to alternate pressure from right to left. You can go nice and slow here. And as you work, think about leaning your pressure. So we're not just pushing on your partner's shoulder, just gently rocking your own weight side to side. So this should be pretty easy for you. And you'll notice your partner's head gently rocking side to side. This is a good sign that things are starting to loosen up and there's a little movement in response to the stretch. Now, after we've lengthened the neck and the tops of the shoulders, scoop your hands underneath your partner's neck. And as I do, I'm stacking my two hands, one on top of the other, to make a little head rest. And from here, I'll gently scoop my hands underneath her head. My index fingers are gently aligned at the base of the skull, and the palm of my hand is gently cradling the back of her head. Now, with nice soft elbows, I'm going to lift up through my spine. I like to take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, just begin to gently lean back. Now, it may not look like you're doing much, but as you lean back and you apply this steady traction, this allows your partner's neck and spine to begin decompressing and gently releasing. So allow yourself to stay present with this traction, maintaining a steady pressure as you go. So again, it may not seem like you're doing much, but on the receiving end, there's a lot that's going on internally. So you may even begin to tune in and feel when your partner's spine starts to release and lengthen. So really let yourself tune in to the most subtle sensations that you can perceive. And after a nice steady traction, slowly release. So we don't want to just drop your partner's head, but rather I'm leaning forward to release the pressure. And then separating my hands, you can see I'm bringing my fingertips to that space just at the base of the skull. So this is the occipital ridge. This is an area that can get very tight and can contribute to headache tension, can contribute to migraines, can even contribute to tightness in the jaw, TMJ, all kinds of things. So again, as I glide my fingertips into this occipital ridge, I'm basically creating the same technique, just gently leaning back. I'm not doing a lot of movement. I'm just staying with a consistent traction. And trust your intuition. Trust the communication from your partner's body. When it's time to release, you can gently lean forward again, releasing the pressure. And then I like to use the fingertips and just make some little circles into that occipital ridge. And you may notice here that I'm using my whole body. So I'm leaning forward and back as I make these circles with my fingertips. So this allows me to continue moving in and out of the traction while I'm also applying a little bit more pressure with my fingertips. Now we're going to begin to work the neck side to side. So for the purpose of this video, I'll start with her left side so it's easier for you to see. So I'm going to scoop my right hand just underneath the neck, scooping my hand under her head to just gently roll her head towards that right side. So you see this has opened up the entire left side of the neck, making it much easier for me to access and work these areas. Now again, I love to incorporate stretching into my massage. So once you have the head cradled in your hand, you can bring your free hand back to the top of the shoulder. And I like to do a little opposition. So I'm pressing with the left hand, depressing the shoulder. Then with my right hand, I'm gently rolling her head more towards that right side. So we're getting a little opposition in the stretch. And you can even come in and out of that stretch a couple of times. But again, for the ease of your body, I do encourage you to don't just isolate your work in your arms and hands, but really allow the weight of your whole body to do this work. And then once you've given a few stretches across the top of the shoulders, I like to come in with my thumb and do some work along the outer line of the neck here. So you have the 3 scalene muscles that run side by side, up and down the side of the neck. Then you also have that SCM that goes from the base of the skull around the front to the collarbone. There's a lot of other muscles in the neck, but these groups, the scalenes and the SCM, tend to be some of our biggest culprits when it comes to chronic tension. So I'm using the flat part of my thumb and placing my thumb where I want to work. And then again, I'm using my body weight to lean in. So it's not putting excess pressure on my thumbs. It's not putting excess pressure on my wrists. I'm really leaning my body weight to apply the pressure. And I like to lean in and out, just gently making my way up and down the neck. And you'll notice that there is a different quality in the muscles. So a healthy muscle is going to be stretchy, soft, and supple. But as you work along the neck, you may come across some places that feel more knotty or bunchy or hard, or difficult to massage into. So these are going to be the places where that tension is hiding, and you may want to even give a little extra attention as you lean in to those areas that feel more tight. So you can continue working up and down the neck for as long as you want, exploring that space. This depends on how much time you have with your partner. I know I, for one, can kind of get lost in doing neck and head massage because there are so many muscles that make up the neck. It takes a lot of work to hold the head up. So you can really dive in and spend a lot of time working into the neck and head. And just give yourself as much time as feels right. And after I've worked the line of the neck, I like to come and work this line across the top of the shoulder, which is, again, going to be responsible for elevating the shoulders, creating that tension at the top of the shoulders and into the neck. So again, using the thumb, I'm just gently scooping my fingers just slightly underneath the shoulder. This puts my body at a more ergonomic position that's going to work for the longevity of my practice. So again, leaning in with the flat part of the thumb, I'm using my body weight to rock in and out, making my way from the base of the neck, one step at a time, working my way towards the edge of the shoulder. And you'll feel it becomes more narrow as the collarbone comes out and meets with the shoulder joint. So you want to work your way all the way to the edge of the bone, but we don't want to work too much on the bone, right? We want to work the soft muscle tissue, leaning in and rocking out. Now for today's practice, I'm not using any extra massage oil. I find that often the neck and the head actually produces its own body oil, so you don't necessarily need a whole lot of extra. And not everybody wants heaps of massage oil or lotion in their hair. So for me, I really like to minimize the amount of product that I'm using around the neck and the base of the head. This also allows me to have a little bit more grip when I want to do those traction maneuvers. Okay, then once you've worked the side of the neck and down into the top of the shoulder, you can gently guide your partner's head back to center. Just gently release. Now this is a great time to go ahead and move on to that other side, scooping your, in this case, left hand under the head, rolling her head to that left shoulder. Then you've got your free hand that you place to the top of the shoulder and gently press away as you simultaneously rotate her chin to the left. So we work into that nice stretch. You can stretch and release, stretch and release, and just taking your time, working that stretch, opening up the line of energy. And after you've stretched it out a little bit, we can come back in with the thumb, working along the side of the neck. Leaning in with the thumb, working your way up and down, down and up. And paying special attention as you do, just noticing where is the tension hiding? Where does the muscle feel soft and supple? And where does it feel tight and resistant? And just breathe slow and deep as you work your way up and down the neck. And once you have completed a few passes, we can begin to work across the top of the shoulder, again, getting into those levator muscles, the parts of the traps. So again, I'm scooping my fingers lightly under the shoulders, then using the flat part of my thumb to create the pressure. And I'm leaning with my body weight. So again, this is taking it very easy on my thumbs, taking it very easy on my wrists, not a lot of work, just leaning the body weight in and out. Working your way out towards the edge of the shoulder and back towards the base of the neck. And once you've done what feels complete, you can slowly roll your partner's head back to center. Sometimes you can bring it to center again, just kind of grounding back into that gentle press, pushing the shoulders down away from the ears. You may find that there's already more length and more space. Now, releasing tension across the tops of the shoulders and the neck is great, but again, as a result of hunching forward at the computer, on our phones, driving, whatever the case may be, people start to build up tension in the upper back, but it's actually a result of tension in the chest and pecs. So I love to include a little work into the chest. So for that, we will come along to the side of the table. I'm going to go ahead and stand on up. And you'll just release your partner's arm from under the blanket if they're all covered up. And again, I love to start with a little bit of traction. So just gliding your hands down to the wrist. I'm just gently interlacing my fingers. And again, leaning my body weight. So I'm leaning back to create a gentle stretch. Now, again, as it is with traction, we want to just hang out there. Be steady and keep working that gentle pull. And I'm not pulling from my arms, I'm not pulling from my hands, I'm actually leaning back with my body weight. And you can stay and hang out in this traction for as long as your intuition tells you. And just like when we were doing the traction on the head, you will actually start to feel when your partner's muscles are lengthening. So it actually starts to release and get a little bit longer. Feels so good. And when you're ready to release that traction, we go nice and slow. Gently bringing your body weight back to center, releases the pressure of the stretch. Now, when it comes to opening up the chest, I'm working Cole's left arm, so I'm using my left arm to grab at her elbow, and I'm draping her forearm over my forearm. So now I have perfect control of her arm, and I have a free hand where I can do some work. So stepping in a little closer to her, I'm going to use my free right hand to scoop again to the top of the shoulder. Makes a nice, easy grip to, again, just apply a little stretch. So I'm actually using both hands here. I'm stretching across the top of the shoulder with my right hand, and I'm using my left hand down here to gently stretch the elbow, right? So now we actually start to see some movement in the head. That means that we're working into all of that connective tissue, up across the clavicle, up into the neck, and the attachments at the base of the head. So it's so nice to really feel that whole line stretch. And from here, I'm going to scoop up her wrist, guiding her elbow out towards the side. I've got just a nice, clear angle. If your partner's tense, if they're flexing at their arm or their elbow, you can just give it a little wiggle. Just releasing any tension in the shoulder and the elbow. This shaking technique, or just a little wiggle technique, actually works on a deep nervous system level and helps to release any excess tension. Now, once you feel that the shoulder and the chest is relaxed, I'm going to open her palm up towards the sky, and this is giving me really nice access to the pec here. And again, this is a major player when it comes to that upper back and chest tension. So I'm using my free hand closest to her body to bring the heel of my hand into the pec. I'm just to the outside of the sternum, bringing the heel of my hand in. Now, just like we've been doing all day, I'm going to lean. In this case, I'm leaning in to apply the pressure. And then you can rock out and glide the heel of your hand a little further out. So we're going to get more into that soft tissue. Leaning in with your body weight. And gently rock it out. And then one more time, step the hand a little further out. So now I'm really coming more towards the front part of the shoulder joint. And again, leaning in with my body weight. Now, I like to kind of retrace my steps. Gives a feeling of completion and allows you to revisit any places that feel tight. And after working directly into the chest, we can start to work down the arm, which again is going to stretch all of that connective tissue. So I'm starting right at the top of the armpit here, at the very top of the upper arm bone. Basically the same maneuver. I'm using my hand to lean in, and I'm really focusing on the flat palm of my hand. I'm not just using the heel of my hand. That could be a little too much pressure. Rocking in and out, you can place your hand more towards the middle of the arm, leaning in, using the palm of your hand. And for that final placement, I'm coming out towards the elbow, and the further away you get from the primary joint, the deeper the stretch is going to be. So as you come out to the elbow here and lean in with your body weight, your partner is going to be getting maximum stretch here. So go slow and really pay attention to how your partner's body is responding. And then again, you can lean in to the middle and work your way back to the top of the arm for that nice feeling of completion. All right, now before we move to the other side, I'm going to show you another one of my favorite maneuvers, great for getting a stretch across the tops of the shoulders, even when your partner is on their back. So I'm going to just gently cross Cole's arm over her chest and then walk my way around to the other side of the table. So I love this maneuver. It's actually really easy and fun to do at the table. Working her left arm. So I'm holding her wrist with my left hand. Then I'm bringing my right hand around to the back of her shoulder. Now from here, I'm going to bend my knees and reach my hips down and back. So again, I'm using my body weight to leverage her into a nice twist. Now, you can bring that left hand back around. I like to scoop behind the shoulder blade using both hands here. I'm leaning back even more, taking her into a deeper twist. And as you can see, she's also going to be getting a stretch across the neck as we work this rotation. Nice, good stretch. Also helps just to mobilize if there's tightness through the rib cage. And when you're ready, you can gently release your partner back down to the table and just gently glide their hand back down. So I'll go ahead and cover her back up because today's a little bit of a cold day. So make sure you keep your massage partner nice and snuggly warm. And then again, we'll just review on the second side. No, it's not quite as easy to see, so I'll just kind of talk you through it, just so you have a chance to remember the movement. Okay, so once you liberate the arm, we're going to start with some traction, just interlacing your fingers under the wrist and gently beginning to lean back with your body weight. Take your time. Go slow and let yourself tune in to the sensations that you notice. And really tuning into your partner's body, seeing how they respond to this stretch. And never underestimate the power of a good traction pull, right? You can really hang out in your traction longer than you think, and it really does wonders on the receiving end of things. So just trust your intuition, trust your own flow. And when you're ready to come out, we'll gently bring your body weight back to center. And that is what's going to release the stretch. Now, I've got her right arm, so I'm going to use my right arm. Scooping under her elbow, I can just gently drape her forearm on top of my forearm. And now I have complete control of her arm. So I'm going to use this free left hand to scoop my fingers across the top of her shoulder. And again, using my body weight, leaning back, applying a little bit of traction across the top of the shoulder and at the elbow, pulling back, right? And then we see the head and neck respond. So this is a good sign that things are opening up. And let your breath be slow and steady, because your slow and relaxed breath will automatically transfer to your partner, inviting them to take a slow, deep breath. And after you've worked that stretch across the tops of the shoulders, we're going to open up the arm, bringing it out to that nice side angle. That's how you know it's working. Then you can just give a little shake to the arm, really releasing tightness through the shoulder, through the elbow, just letting the arm relax. And once you feel that your partner is pretty soft and mushy, we're going to open their palm up towards the sky, and we're starting that work across the top of the chest. So I'm bringing the heel of my hand just to the outside of the sternum. My fingertips are pointing towards the corner of the table. So this is going to allow me to get the most even pressure as I lean in with my body weight. And then gently leaning out. I'll glide the heel of my hand more towards the center of the pec. And again, I'm leaning in to give that stretch. And moving out to that third placement, all the way out towards the front of the shoulder, just leaning in gently. And then you can retrace your steps, going back to the center. And back to your starting point. And once you've had a chance to work the pec itself, we're going to start to work down that inner line of the arm. This is what's going to give us an even deeper stretch across the pec muscles. So again, starting at the top of the arm, using a flat, broad palm, gently leaning in. Moving towards the center of the arm, we lean in and lean out. And then making your way towards the elbow, bearing in mind that this is going to be the biggest stretch of all. Then you can retrace your steps, going back to the top of the arm. once we've done this work, we're gonna finish it out with that nice twist. So you'll cross your partner's arm over their chest and then make your way around to the other side of the table. And again, we're working her right arm. So I'm using my left hand to secure her hand in place, then using my left hand to reach around behind her shoulder, and then I'm leaning back, bending into my knees, sinking my hips down and back. It's like I'm sitting in a chair, and I'm using Cole's body weight to keep me from falling over, right? So this is how we work together to create this experience. And you can even bring both hands around to that space behind the shoulder blade. And again, we're leaning back, taking it deeper into that twist, working that spinal mobility, taking it one deep breath at a time. And when you're ready, slowly guide your partner back down onto their back. And you can glide their arm back down to the side. Once you've had a chance to really work the chest, the shoulders, the neck, you can either move on to another part of the body or just bring it to a close if that's all you're focusing on today. So again, when I'm rounding out a massage, I like to, again, scoop my hands under the head and come back to that initial traction that we did in the beginning and just see if it feels any different. And perhaps your partner is noticing some shifts and changes as well. And finishing touches on any massage feels so great to bring in a little scalp massage. We don't necessarily think about how much tension is in our scalp and our head, but there is actually a remarkable amount of tension that gets held. So this is not only just a really feely good massage, but it's helping to release excess tension around the skull, behind the eyes, deep within the sinuses. So let yourself get into that nice head massage. Very therapeutic, and it feels amazing. And once you've had a chance to massage the head, maybe taking a little time to do some facial massage, I like to just finish out with a little prayer, a little blessing to my partner, sending health and healing to every little cell, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the chance to connect in this way. I hope you have learned a thing or two in this video and feeling inspired about your massage practice. You can visit my website, jenhilman.com, to learn more. And again, special thanks to Sweet Cole for not only being such a great friend over the years, but for graciously lending me her body. All right, you guys, have yourself a wonderful day, and I will look forward to seeing you next time around.